Good evening, everyone. Today I came here to give my take on Jujutsu Kaisen. So, as soon as I watched the first episode, I already had a pretty good idea of what the show was going to be like. To me, it seems like it's a fusion between Demon Slayer and Mob Psycho. Because you see, there are weird monsters who they have to defeat, just like in Mob and Demon Slayer. They are in a high school context, just like in Mob, and the art style and atmosphere of the anime, they're really similar to Demon Slayer in a certain way. I don't know if you get it, but that's the feel that I get when I watch Jujutsu. And of course, there are some other similarities with other anime, such as, for example, Naruto. I mean, a boy who has a demon inside of him, and because of that, an evil organization wants him captured. He has a team of 3 teammates, with a black-haired boy and a girl. His team is led by a professor whose hair is white, and he's also always hiding his eyes because that is where his biggest strength is. I don't know about you, but I've seen some similarities here. And then again, this is no problem. And I'm also not saying that Jujutsu copies Naruto or Demon Slayer or Mob Psycho. I just found these similarities quite interesting and I wanted to share them. Now for the rest of the anime, it is what I would call a classic shonen, pretty much. We have our main characters who exercise curses and protect people, and as their main goal, they aim to collect all of the cursed fingers of the strongest curse that there's ever been, and after collecting those, they plan on giving them to this boy right here, the protagonist, because his body is the only one that can contain this monster inside of it. But of course, we also have our antagonists whose plans are to destroy humans and have a world where only curses may live. Oh yeah, and besides that, we also have Jujutsu schools. Jujutsu being the art of controlling and using the inner cursed power that you have inside of you. And this school is where our group studies. And of course, their school is not the only Jujutsu school there is. So apart from having curse against Jujutsu sorcerer action, we also have sorcerer on sorcerer action, which is kinda nice, to say the least. And overall, the anime is very solid in its storytelling. Nothing spectacular, but still, it's good. And the characters are apparently very good. And I say apparently because, it's not all of them that are good. Me, for example, I have a very specific character who I don't like that much. And I think people might get mad at me for saying this, but, you know, I don't really like Todo. You see, I get it. He's awesome. A lot of people like him. But I don't like his personality. The thing with brotherhood, I don't really get it. And what type of woman do you like? That's... what is that? What even is that? And also, beating kids when he was a kid, I'm not quite fond of that either. But still, he has a pretty neat fighting style, and I enjoy it very much. It's just him as a person that I dislike. And while I find it kinda complicated to really understand the power system, to me it seems like it's similar to Nen from Hunter x Hunter, but still I can't say that I understand it completely. I don't know what attacks are supposed to be strong or weak, and I don't know why they are supposed to be strong or weak. It's all just kind of a guessing game to me when I'm watching the fights. And this kind of makes those fights a little bit less intense, at least from my perspective. And to finish it off, the last thing that I want to say that I kind of find not very amusing is the power progression. I get it. Some of them are pretty nice. For Shigeru's power progression, it's okay. It's nothing spectacular, but I find it very solid throughout the anime. But the weird one is Yuji's power progression, at least in my opinion. I don't understand how he became so strong so quickly. But maybe this is just me being picky and not paying enough attention, so I'm not gonna hold that against the anime as some sort of problem or anything. It's just me, as a viewer, I didn't get why Yuji's power progression is so quick. But still, it's nice. It's nice. Now, for everything that I love about Jujutsu Kaisen, well, I just love everything. Besides the points that I've made before of things that I kind of dislike, that I kind of don't understand, I just like everything else. The animation is awesome, the action sequences are insanely good. They are pretty much what God of High School wanted to be. They really are the next coming of Demon Slayer. Every fight, every blow, every spell, you feel the weight of everything. Speaking about animation. The direction on the fight scenes, the music, just fights in Jujutsu Kaisen in general are a very intense and a must-have experience. And as I said, the power progression kind of trips me a little bit. But the power progression that really made me feel good, as I said before already, was Fushiguro's. His last fight was crazy. We, as viewers, were introduced to his secret technique from a very early moment in the anime. And his fighting style was always one of the most intricate and interesting ones to me. It's not just about hitting hard and learning how to hit harder. It's not about just giving stronger and stronger hits to your opponent. His techniques develop by giving him new tools. Some are powerful, some are useful, but it's never a linear progression as you see with many characters. And it's just so much fun to watch. Some characters, they just get stronger. They punch hard, and then they punch harder and harder and harder, and that's what happens. And that's what happens to them. But with Fushiguro, he grows in so many ways as he starts to increase the power of his techniques. It's not just about getting stronger, it's about getting new ways to fight, and I find that just amusing to watch. I love it. I really, really do. So when we see him using all of his abilities to go beyond his limits, and as a result, we get not a power-up, not a crazy attack, not an unstoppable move, but just a poor domain expansion. God, that was beautiful. And the way he had to strategize even after putting all of his effort into that technique, it just makes me like the character and his fighting style even more. Jujutsu Kaisen is overall the anime experience of 2020. It's the best shonen we've had, it's the best action-focused anime we've had, and it's a must-watch for sure. I mean it, you won't regret watching it. I'm just excited. I have a new show to wait for the next season of. I'm happy that this anime came out as well as it did, and I'm really, really looking forward to the next season of Jujutsu Kaisen. That was it. I have been Maya, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.